This is a beginner's guide on how you can run your very first Facebook ad. Now, as you've probably noticed, there are a billion trillion YouTube videos out there about how to run your very first Facebook ad. But by far the most popular comment on these videos is, "I still don't get it." So in this video, I'm going to make the steps so simple that a caveman could do it. And this is a really important skill to know because Facebook is a great place for businesses to advertise. There are over 3 billion monthly users on Facebook. It's also really easy for you to target your potential customer, and the barrier to entry is super low. You can get started with just a couple of dollars. I have also timestamped the different sections in this video right here, so feel free to jump around. Here's a couple of things that you should know. When it comes to Facebook ads, there is more than one way to skin a cat. There's 3 ways to skin a cat. And certainly this video is not going to go through every single way, but this video will go through the 3 easiest ways to start your very first Facebook ad. Have I mentioned that this should be easy? Also, it's important to know that everything that I show you today is going to be on the desktop version of Facebook, but everything that I show you is available through the Facebook app as well. But some of the buttons might just be in a different place. Also, what is Meta? Meta is the umbrella company that owns Facebook, as well as Instagram, WhatsApp, and a bunch of other useless ones. So throughout the video, if you see or hear me saying Meta, understand that I use Meta and Facebook interchangeably. Okay, crazy, let's get going. The first and certainly easiest form of Facebook advertising is through Facebook Marketplace. Now, for those of you who live under a rock, Facebook Marketplace is a lot like Craigslist, except that it's not worthless. It's a free platform within Facebook where you can post things that you have for sale for consumers to potentially buy. And there's a way to use Facebook advertising to be able to push your listing to many more people. I highly recommend this method if your business sells physical goods locally. Let's take a look on how you do it.
To begin, you start by going to facebook.com. And yes, you have to have a Facebook profile in order to do this advertising. You'll go to the marketplace icon, which looks like a storefront. You'll then go to the Create a Listing button, and you will choose Item for Sale. This is going to prompt an interface for you to fill out some information. The first option here is to add a photo of your product. Now you have to have at least a photo in order to post on Marketplace. You can also add a video in the same section, which I recommend. You should also add a title of the product that you're selling. This title should be a detailed description, but brief. You should also add the price of what you're selling your product for and select a category that your product would fall under. Now, in some cases, your product might fit into multiple categories, and that's okay. We can do some experimentation. We're going to add whether or not the condition of your product is new or used, and we add a detailed description of your product. Be as thorough and as honest as humanly possible. There may be additional details for you to fill out depending on which category you selected. You'll want to put in your location so that you're not advertising to people outside of your area. You're also going to specify whether or not people need to come to you to pick up your product or whether you will deliver. You also have the option here to hide or show your posting to your friends. Once you feel like your listing is ready, push Next. You can add your listing to local groups if you want to, and then select Publish. Your listing is now live. You can check on your listing by clicking on Selling and Your Listings. I recommend making several listings and figuring out which one performs the best before deciding to boost. Once you've selected the listing that's performing the best, click on the Boost button. This will pull up an interface where you have the option to select how much you want your daily budget to be. $3, $6, they have some auto-filled in here. You can also select Custom, where you can select manually how many days you want it to run and what you want your daily price to be. Once you're happy and you're happy with the preview on the right-hand side, make sure you've added a payment method and then click Publish. Once your listing has been boosted, it takes Facebook a couple of hours to review it to make sure it complies with their terms and services. But once it's live, you will see that in this interface right here.
Well, that's pretty neat. Once again, I only recommend this method for businesses that sell physical products locally. For the next two methods, it works just as well whether you're selling physical goods or services, and whether it's local or across the whole country. But the first thing that you need to do is create a Facebook business page. It's not hard to do. Here's how you do it.
From your Facebook homepage, you'll click on the Pages icon. Once here, you will select Create New Page. Once you're in this interface, it's going to ask you some basic information about your business. Go ahead and fill out the name of your business, also the category that your business is going to fall under, as well as a brief bio in your business. After you create the page, it's also important to make sure that you have a profile picture as well as a banner picture and any other details that's pertinent to your business. The business page example that I'm going to use for this video is a Christmas tree farm that I started with my wife and kids. As you can see, I added a profile picture as well as a banner picture in the background. This is a good idea of what a business Facebook page ought to look like.
Now that I've made a Facebook business page, I can run some ads out of it.
Once again, from your Facebook homepage, go to Pages, and you will see your business profile here. For the example in this video, I'm going to use my family's Christmas tree farm. And my recommendation is that you post a post every single day in your business page for at least 7 days. I'm going to explain why that's important here in a minute. From here, you're going to click on Ad Center. This is going to take you to a new interface where you can see ads you've done in the past. But for your first one, click on the big blue Advertise button. You have two options, create new ad or boost a post. Our first method here is boost a post. Now, this is going to show all of the different posts that I've had in my Facebook business page. This is why it's important for us to do many different posts, at least 7. I'm going to take a look at which post performed the best, and I'm going to boost that post. Once I select Boost, it's going to take me to an interface where I can make some changes. The first question it's going to ask me is, what is my goal? This is simply asking me, what do I want my potential customers to do in order to reach out to me? Whether that's phone call, text message, or whatever. Select what makes the most sense for your business. There's a section here in the main body of your ad where you can make changes, but you don't want to do that because you already know that this post works well. That's why we did many different posts. The next section here is an opportunity for us to change our target audience. We're not going to dive into that too much in this video, but you can see more about that in my advanced Facebook ad video. The link is in the description. But it's actually okay not to change these settings because the Facebook algorithm is automatically going to target my potential customers. The next section here is changing the price, daily cost, and how many days this ad is going to run. Scroll all the way to the bottom and make sure your payment information is added, and then click on Publish. Now when I go back to my business page, I can select on Ad Center again, and I'm going to see any and all of my active ads here. When I first publish the ad, it's going to go into a review, and afterwards, it's going to be active.
Now that method is rock solid. This final method is by far the most popular way that business owners advertise on Facebook. So let's jump into it.
We're going to go back to our business page again by going to Pages and then selecting My Business Page once again. We're going to use the same button, Ad Center. We're going to click on that to get into the Ad Center interface. And we're going to click on the magical blue button to start a brand new ad. Now this time, instead of boosting a post, we're going to create a new ad. Now this interface is going to look very, very similar to the one that we've already worked on, except we have a couple of changes. We have a couple of additional options on our goals. Obviously, my customer can reach out to me via text message or phone call, but we have a few other options here as well. Click the one that makes the most sense for you. Now, the biggest change that we're going to make from the previous method is the actual ad creative. I'm going to put a brand new ad creative in here that I've never posted before. So you want to make sure in your description you're describing your goods or services thoroughly. You need to make sure that you have at least one photo that's going to represent your ad creative. Now you do have the option when adding a photo to add up to 5 photos, and it's going to show all 5 of those photos when your ad actually runs. I do not recommend doing this. I'd rather have one photo per ad set and then have many ad sets. That way I can compare apples to apples instead of apples to oranges. Right? You get it. The next step is to add a headline for my ad. It's going to be just like the Facebook Marketplace post. It's going to be brief but descriptive. I want my call to action to make sense and for them to send me a phone call. Just like in the previous method, we're not going to adjust the audience in this video, but you can in the advanced video. I'm going to adjust my daily budget. And as you can see here, we also have the option to run the ad continuously or set a pre-specified date. And make sure your payment method is at the bottom. And in the top right-hand corner here, we can see what this post is actually going to look like for a potential customer. Make sure it looks exactly the way you want it to look. Once you're happy, click the blue Publish button. The ad will go under review and then become active in Ad Center. We can see the results by clicking on the Results button, and this gives you some insight on how your ad is actually performing. We're not going to go into any details on results analytics in this video, but in the advanced video, we will.
Additionally, I'm going to be creating a video for more advanced Facebook advertisement users, and if you're watching this video in the future, you can find that video right here. Otherwise, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. Once again, thanks for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.